everyone, I'm Vanessa Cicero, and today we're going to be talking about using Lucidspark to support hexagonal thinking group routines. For this routine, we're having small groups think about how different words and phrases for the topic you're studying are connected. So you're going to start by making your group assignments. So who is going to be in which group? Then you are going to add the words and phrases to the first breakout board template to each of the hexagons. You could also choose to have your students determine what the important words or phrases are and add them to their own hexagons. So each group would have different words and phrases. So you can decide as the teacher, do you want the students to choose those, or do you want to pre-populate those before sending it out to the students? So once your first breakout board template is ready, then you are going to send out the link, and each of the students are going to go into their own group's version of that small group template for this hexagonal thinking routine. Once the students are in their breakout board, they're going to start moving around each of the hexagons, and they're going to start playing with the different connections. Remember that each side that is touching needs to have a connection. So you have to keep moving them around until every side has a connection that makes sense. Then the students are going to look at all their different connections, and they're going to identify a couple to highlight and explain. So which one are the strongest? And then they'll write an explanation to go along with that. And then finally, all of the groups will take their completed diagrams, they'll share them with the whole group, and then you can lead a class discussion, or the students can lead their own class discussion, comparing, contrasting, looking at, oh, we all had this in our diagram. We all had this. I'm noticing that theirs is different, challenging different thinking, and really deepening that understanding through a whole group analysis of all the differences and similarities in the different diagrams. Okay, so in order to get started, we do have a template for this. So when you search for hexagonal thinking template, you will get this landing page where it has the instructions, a brief example of what a completed diagram might look like, and then you can double click in and you can write the names for all of your students inside of each of these stickies for your groups. Then you're going to use that share link. Before the share link, you want to customize your breakout boards. So I'm going to come into my breakout board. So you'll notice the first one is labeled template. This is where you're going to come in and you can start adding the words and phrases. So just double click inside to edit and add a word or phrase to each of these hexagons. You can also copy and paste to add more hexagons if you would like. And don't forget, you could also have the students come in and identify and choose their own words and phrases that they think are important from the topic. So if you are customizing these and putting in your own words, add all your words and phrases, then go back to the main board and you can use the 3 dots to duplicate. If your students are just using the standard one and coming up with their own words, then you don't need to autofill. You can just go right in and use it as is with the empty hexagons, and the students will identify them, the words and phrases themselves. Then you'll use that share link now. So you'll turn on the share link, get all the students, edit access to the board, copy and share that link in whatever learning management system you might be using, Google Classroom, Canvas, Schoology, etc. Then your students will join the board. They'll look at what group they're in. They'll use the breakout board icon to open the side panel, and they can join their breakout board. Once they're inside of their breakout board, they'll be sitting together at the same table, and they'll be talking. Okay, so they're verbally talking through this as they're moving things around on the board. And what I love is they can all be moving things around at the same time. So there's not just one person driving; they're all driving. So they'll start moving them around. They'll start identifying, oh yeah, these are connected here. Oh, this one's connected to this one, but these are not connected. So I need to move this up here. So, they'll just kind of keep moving and flexing and creating that diagram. Once they have them all laid out, then they'll pull out their arrows, and you'll see you can use this little pivot to identify that specific connection. So I'm going to say, I think that this is an important connection. And then I'm just going to drag out a text box or a rectangle shape. And then this is where I'm going to write my explanation. So I'll identify 2 or 3 explanations for different connections. Then once we're all done, we can drag all of these onto the main board to start sharing and synthesizing each group's diagram. Okay, so I hope that you have an idea of how you can start using hexagonal thinking in your classroom. One last note too is if you wanted to print this out, when the diagrams are done, you can print them out by exporting them as a PDF, PNG, or JPEG. Or if you wanted to print these out in order to have the students use paper copies, you could also print out your template instead of having the students work on it digitally. Okay, so thanks for watching.